this video is going to be pretty unfiltered. I'm actually just going to be giving you guys an understanding of digital moat and how you can create digital moat within your business and why you need to be creating digital moat. Now, I'm going to be honest, I did not come up with this. I was thinking about this problem for quite a while and I actually saw a video about it and I decided like, okay, I want to also actually speak about this because I really like that video. And secondly, it is such an important topic that I don't see anybody speak about. Now, first of all, let me just make it extremely clear. If you're a beginner, you don't need to worry about this. And by the way, as per my statistics, about 96% of people will not reach the end of the video. So if you are someone who's serious about building this, it is extremely important you watch this because it's actually going to change the way you look at stuff. First things that I want to speak about is that the current scenario of the world is just so messed up. And in the sense that if you look at what is happening in the world, especially in the tech world, like for example, everybody's into AI, right? Everybody's into AI, building AI softwares and stuff like that. And it is so very important that you create a digital moat in this, current traditional creator economy. Because I was thinking about this, right? We are seeing this trend in like any sort of business that you run is everybody's now moving more towards, for example, if you want to run ads, towards UGC ads. And UGC ads are something which work very well. They rip very well for basically anything that you do. But the key thing that I have found out is that the reason why UGC ads work is because we traditionally are thinking more in terms of personality and a person saying stuff. We value what another person says in front of a camera more than what we value by, for example, seeing an image and a review on it. If a person has made a video about it, we trust that way more because we're traditionally normally now tending more towards an attention economy. But what I wanted to talk about was exactly how you can create moat and differentiation within your company for the next 10 years. Now, I've built multiple different personal brands. I understand the game better than most of these personal branding gurus out there. I'm not one of those founders teaching founders how to build a personal brand. I'm not one of those guys. We basically just focus way more on the systems and processes and the psychology behind content and generating buyers with that. And the one thing that I found out and what I'm building with my own business is moat. And moat was a term popularized by Warren Buffett. And it is moat, you can essentially say it is advantage. Moat is advantage. And you want to have advantage in anything that you do. Now I want you to think of a scenario. Right now, within your own niche, you're competing for the same attention. You're competing for the same attention as everybody else. And because of that, you're in a scenario in which you're not able to create any sort of leverage because you just don't know what to do. Everybody's competing for the same attention. Everybody's giving the same knowledge, the same advice like you. So how do you create differentiation? And I used to think that you could create differentiation with a personality, that you could be different in front of a camera and people will care. But I've noticed this one thing is that is not actually true. Because if you want to grow a brand for the fame, that is the way to go. That is how you do stuff. If you want to build a brand that gets you a lot of followers and you're famous, showcasing your personality is what is going to create differentiation. But when you're thinking in terms of attracting buyers, especially B2B, because a lot of you want to attract B2B buyers, right? You cannot use personality as a differentiation because nobody cares, right? If you're selling anything B2B, nobody cares about your personality. It's like such an irrelevant metric. Because why should I care? Why should I care about your personality? What is so great about your personality? It's not a good differentiating factor. And I sat down and I was thinking about exactly how to do this. And the way to do this is by creating something known as digital moat. Digital moat is digital advantage. What can you have within your company which puts you ahead of the curve in that sense? For example, let me give an example of the most popular, not the most, but a very popular app called Lovable, right? You've used it, I use it myself. The moat Lovable had was it reduced the effort and the time from an idea to a website. It just reduced that drastically. That was their moat. Their moat wasn't that they're using AI to build websites. That wasn't their moat. That's like the marketing. The real moat was the time of execute or the time between thinking and actually generating. The execution was really, really shorter. If you think about Amazon, the moat of Amazon is not that it has all the products in the world. That is not the moat Amazon has. The moat Amazon has is it has the best distribution in the world. You can order anything that you want and it will reach you to any part of the world. That is the advantage of Amazon. They have got one of, if not the best distribution system in the entire world. That is their moat. And so if you want to be able to create moat within your online business, since we run online businesses, you're most likely running an agency or a coaching model. How do you create moat in that? The way you do that is by creating an asset which solves for the two biggest problems that you or your prospects face. That is what I did with Verve and what I'm doing with Verve. Verve is, by the way, my custom software. And what I did was I analyzed this, right? The people who want to work with me are the people who are trying to solve this problem for personal branding, wherein they're not able to attract buyers, they're not able to grow anything. The reason why they struggle is because of two big problems. Number one is distribution, and number two is conversion. You do not have a good distribution mechanism, or you do not have a good conversion mechanism. And I decided, okay, instead of going down the traditional agency route wherein you build a content agency which solves for these two problems, why don't we build a leveraged way to solve it and create real moat? And this is something I've been doing for a very long time, actually. I've been building upon multiple different tools around this exact same two problems, and it's been getting better and better every time. But it's to solve for these two issues because it creates real life moat. Your personality is not tangible, right? You cannot tangibly say this, whole personality in your hand. Your personality is not tangible, and you can't improve what is not tangible. So what is tangible is the real life thing that you build. So for example, software, you're going to see this as well, and you're probably seeing this. Every single big info guru out there is now moving into software because info is in such a bad condition right now that it is since education is just so freely available, the only way for you to create differentiation is to change your entire delivery mechanism, or else just making your product actually good. But most people won't do that. You're seeing this, people are moving into software. The reason why is because software gives you the moat that you need. So for example, with my own software, that is Verve, we're building it in such a way that you as a founder do not need to do anything for inbound acquisition apart from recording videos. That's all you have to do. You just have to sit down in front of a camera, record videos, and you will be able to track every part of your entire inbound acquisition system from distribution to conversion. That's the vision of the tool that I want to build and the company that I want to build. And because I don't have any sort of interest in building a $99 a month SaaS tool or a $27 a month SaaS tool or a freemium tier SaaS. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not trying to sell SaaS. I'm trying to create moat for myself. So if you think about this, if you think of it from an agency lens, if you're a website development agency, right? You cannot market yourself anymore as a web dev agency any longer. It's just not going to work. You cannot do that because the market and the niches have gotten so saturated that it is entirely impossible for you to create a one-of-one position. It is impossible. You can come up with a new AI generated framework or whatever using Claude or something, but that's not actually giving you moat. That's front end marketing. We're talking real life moat. Now, if I'm thinking about it from a lens of web dev, let's say I was running a web dev agency and I wanted to create moat inside web dev. Now, we've got so many tools which help you with designing a website, which is now getting even more competitive as we speak. Probably 2 weeks from now, there's going to be a new tool which is going to help you out with that. If I was a founder like that and I wanted to create moat and advantage, the way I would do that is by positioning myself as the guy who has built a custom solution end to end for creating a website and then also lead generation with the website. So it would be more so instead of me, building another Lovable to help you build better websites, I would create a scenario in which I'm able to build the website for you, build an auto tracking mechanism in the backend for you to track all of your data to see who is going on your website and not, completely automated on my own custom platform. So you solve an entirely different section of problems. This is how you create moat. There is no other way for you to do that except this. And I want you to really think deeply about this, because if we're genuinely thinking about this, we're in this scenario in which every 3 months or 2 months, the entire way or the entire technology that you use is changing drastically. Let's be honest, it is changing at an exponentially fast rate. And so if you want to create real life moat, you need to be able to sit down and really analyze exactly what are the biggest problems that your prospect face, so that you're able to a custom solution or a real life moat around those problems, so that you're able to give them those solutions as a delivery mechanism. So you create one-of-one position. That is the only way for you to succeed in this era and in this age of time. Because if you do not do that, what else are you going to do? Come up with a new framework, a new funnel? Like every single marketing tactic that you build is going to get like saturated with dual apps of time. You cannot create differentiation with marketing or with front end marketing. You create differentiation by changing the entire industry and by building something so good nobody else can replicate it. That's how you create differentiation, not with your front end marketing or your messaging or whatever. That is important for influence and conversion, but you create real life moat and real life digital moat in your company by building something that is so awesome that nobody can replicate it and nobody knows exactly how you do it. And it is such a good solution that nobody can live without it. That is the entire thing that I'm building on. That is the entire thing I'm putting all of my focus on. Maybe it'll take me a couple of years to build this. I don't care. It is going to happen and it will happen. By the way, so if you reach this point of the video, we're doing a free audit in which essentially if you're running a coaching or a consulting or a service-based business and you're trying to scale with inbound, but you're not able to, we're doing a free audit call. So you can DM me on Instagram which is the first link in the description, or you can like book in a direct free audit call in the first link in the description. If you are qualified, you will be hopping on a call with me one-on-one, wherein I will audit your entire inbound acquisition system, your entire business, then give you a customized roadmap on exactly how to solve for this completely for free. By the way, this is not a sales call. If you want to work with me post that solution, post the blueprint that I give you, you can obviously, I would love to do that obviously, but that isn't, I'm not doing this as a sales call. I just genuinely want a lot of data around what is happening, and so I can help as many people as possible. So if you are someone who is interested in solving that issue for yourself, click the first link or the second link in the description, whatever you can see, and book in a free audit call with me. I'll talk to you soon and we'll actually scale stuff. Anyways, I'll get back to work right now. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care. Peace.